Hey everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day today. I'm headed out to the art store. I'm gonna hit a couple of art stores. I wanted to get some art supplies, specifically paper, and I wanted to look at the Derwent colored pencils to see what they have. And I thought I'd bring you along with me and show you what some of the prices are for art supplies in Canada. And I'd love to hear from you what art supplies are where you're located, because I find the prices specifically for paper has sort of skyrocketed to the point where I am really enjoying using printer paper, scribbler paper, any kind of paper other than proper art supply paper. So let's jump in the car and get going. And I hope you join me on this little adventure. Okay, first stop is Staples. You can see it in the background. They used to have great prices and a lot of art supplies that were so much fun to play around with and use, and you felt like you were walking away with a great deal. But lately, when I've walked into Staples, I've been almost shocked by the prices of simple things like paper and comparable to Michael's, which I usually go to. And then there's art supply stores in the city, but it's a half an hour drive away. So I like to sort of stay local. So let's hop into Staples. I am going to look at some art supplies, see what they have, and I'd love to know how much these same art supplies are in your area. Is it still worth buying more art supplies, or is it finally time to use what we already have? I'm lucky that I have a whole supply that I've collected over the past 14, 15 years. But as hobbyists or people who love to draw and create, it's easy to believe that the next set of pencils or the newest markers or the latest paint collection will somehow make our artwork better. And social media honestly doesn't help, because you're seeing people do their art hauls and the must-have product and limited edition set or another trend that makes us feel like we're missing out. But most of us already own enough art supplies to create hundreds of pieces of art. You don't need the newest things. Although I'm guilty of it, because I really want my Derwent colored pencils. I know exactly what I want, and I don't think it's going to happen today. Definitely not at Staples. But you can see there's lots of different art supplies, but the price point for me is just too much. Okay, so I didn't get anything at Staples because there really wasn't a lot of art supplies. I don't know what happened, but the art supplies have dwindled, and everything's like locked up in some clear plastic box, which is fine, but there's no sales like there is at Michael's. So I'm now at Michael's, and we're gonna go in and see what's there. I'm looking for paper, and I'm looking for specifically a certain brand of Derwent pencils. Let's see what we can find. I could not find my Derwent color pencils, but I found these ones that I used the other day in different colors. So the other supply I'm interested in are these Faber-Castell markers, but again, $44 is just not for me. I'm going to go to another art store maybe next week and see if I can buy some markers, like just one at a time, so that I can tell if I like them or not, rather than buying a whole box set or a whole package that you're spending all your money when you only might like one thing, or maybe you end up not liking them at all and you've spent all your money. So that was a no-go for me. The other ones were the Winsor Newton color pencils. Those were there, but I'm sticking to the Derwent. I'm committed to finding those sometime this week or next week. The Strathmore 15 pages mixed media is $29.99. And then we go to Artist Loft, which is 15 pages, and it's only $17.99. And I can't have you listen to me talking simply because the music in the background will give me a copyright infringement. And so that kind of makes it difficult to record in the store when they have music blasting. But you can see the Copic markers are $8.99. And I remember way back in the day when they were like $5.99, and I thought that was crazy expensive. And at least in Michael's, the Posca markers, I could buy one at a time. Now this watercolor paper I have always wanted to try. But try as I might, I do laugh when I see the price of this paper, because $103 for one pad of paper is, in my opinion, laughable unless you are an absolute professional artist and you're going to charge a ton of money for your artwork. But, you know, if you want to do a sketchbook or play around with like nice 100% cotton paper, it's going to cost so much money. And this is why I like to go to other stores or go to thrift stores and see what kind of fun stuff I can find to experiment. Maybe I'll have to make my own paper one day. One day I'll make my own paper. But for now, that's just so small to pay $60 for. The next stop was at Indigo or Chapters. It's just a local bookstore, and they have a very small selection of art books. You can get most of them online, but there were some good ones here. And again, oh, if you follow my channel, you know I'm just frugal by nature. I'm just frugal by nature for whatever reason. But this book looked great. This looked like an amazing book, and I may go back and get this one because it was all about the, you know, everything about the colors, all the different colors, and The Secret Lives of Colors. How interesting is that book? There were quite a few that I saw that I really enjoyed, but then there was one that I saw at the thrift store and I should have got it. I think it was like $7 on Gnomes, and it had the most amazing artwork in it. And it was hard to record and show you at the same time, but I never get tired of bookstores and art in bookstores. So these are the art supplies I ended up getting. I wanted to try these pencils because I have the sketching pencils in black. And these ones are marketed as crayons, so it'll be interesting to see. I think they're like a creamy textured pencil. And it ended up going with the Artist Loft Mixed Media Pad 60 sheets for $23. So I really like this paper. I also really like the Artist Loft marker paper. I don't think I saw that there. Or maybe I missed it, but that's what I got today, and I can't wait to try these out with you. The sun has finally set, so I'm just showing you a video of coloring some fashion figures that I did, and that's something we're working on. And for the month of August, we're doing fashion sketching and figure illustration. So I wanted to wrap up by saying I would love to hear from you. How much are art supplies where you're located, and is the rising cost of art supplies affecting your hobby, your creative hobby? Because for me personally, I'm just really glad that I have all the art supplies that I've had over the years, and I prefer to buy things one at a time versus buying a whole box of something that I may not use. So let me know in the comment how you feel about the prices compared to the prices that I showed you here. I hope you all have a wonderful day or evening, and happy sketching or creating to you.